Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty78609, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. I just started Beer 30, and here's to you, here's to me. Hopefully we will never disagree, but if we do, here's to me. Enjoy. Muy bueno. Anyway, where was I? Oh, back. This is Beer 30. You know, the reality, the dream is the one thing and then the reality is the other. Well, guys, I did my little dreaming going over to Carrizoto to do my walking thing. Well, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just travel around and stay in RV parks and state parks and national parks and all that stuff and live happily ever after. Well, maybe not. I got back here, I had me a little sheet of paper and I wrote down some places I thought, well, I'll go to. First of all, I thought, well, hell, I know what I'll do. I'll go over to Silver City from like June to July, middle of June, middle of July, and then from mid-July to mid-August or whatever, I'll go to Alpine, Arizona, and then, just kind of catch all those cute little spots. They got two RV parks in Silver City. They may have more, I know of two. And they're booked through October. And they got 14 on the waiting list at one place. 14. The other one had 8 or something. Anyway. God dang. Welcome to reality, Rusty. Now get you a spot. But boondocking might work out, but I'm not into boondocking now. There was a time. So yeah, I checked with a few others and at random locations in Nevada and Arizona and New Mexico, and yeah, they're pretty well slammed. And that's kind of that went down the tubes a little bit. And then I thought, well, hell, that's all right. I'll check the state parks. Nope. Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. If you want to get more than 4 or 5 days together, so that you can stay a while and then move and stay a while and then move, good luck. Good luck. I tried 5 days. I tried 7 days, back down to 5, went down to 4, and no, ain't happening in New Mexico, and it not the places I wanted to go. There's some places that you might want to go that you might be able to find a spot, but I was looking for some, the more scenic areas, so to speak, and also in Texas, and naturally the ones I choose are the most popular. But so with that in mind, and thinking forward a few years, what I see happening now, I do have a crystal ball, but it's a little fuzzy, so to speak. But it just appears that the old thing of supply and demand is going to start to take hold, because right now there's a lot of activity in building new RV parks. Now they probably will reach a saturation point and there will be an overbuild, and then the prices will stabilize or maybe come down a little bit. But what I see for the next 3 to 5 years is kind of a trend up. And these RV parks, even in around Llano, Texas, they built 4 new RV parks in that little triangle of Llano, Kingsland, Texas, Marble Falls, and they're full. They just poof like that. They're filled up. Now, where all these people are coming from, I don't know. Where were they before? I really don't know. But what I see is the trend for that is going to indicate that RV living by the month is probably going to trend up. It won't be right now. 400 seems to be the average around my area in Texas, Llano, Texas. In that range. I could see that in the next 2 years being 500 or 600, and in 5 years, who knows? Why? Well, because you get what you can. As a person that's built the RV park, and you're happy. So, with that in mind, it appears that my best option for me is, if I could find a lot here in Capitan for a reasonable price, I might do it. Build here. I might. I'm not give that about this much. Why? Because it's 60 degrees outside right now, and this is May the 31st. There's ice on the ground right now, this deep, but it's from the little bitty hail that we had for about an hour or so that stacked up on the ground about this far. No, it's cold. I mean, I got a heater on right now, so I'm thinking, how's that going to be in December, January, February? For this old boy from Texas, no way, no panada, man. No, not going to work. I don't think. I know I hear people, well, it's a different kind of cold and it's this and that. Let me tell you, I was in Mongolia. I'll tell you about a different kind of cold. Minus 20 is a different kind of cold. I'll guarantee you. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my time, if I can, and I'll keep the spot in Llano. I'll go ahead and pay for 4 months on July the 5th, but I probably won't go back till, I don't know. It depends. I may go back in July, I may go back in August. I don't know. It depends, because that is the hottest time of year in Texas. But the reason I would be inclined to do that early or go back a little earlier is to get the building started on the home. What I have to do, there's a few things I need to get done, and but there's no hurry, and I know that. I mean, I could wait till next year. I've been watching building prices, and there is a way to monitor them. There's all these futures are traded on the NASDAQ, and the futures, in the last year, they just, they were floating along like this, and then this COVID came along and spiked up it like this, and now it's kind of like leveling off, or excuse me, it's starting to trend down kind of steeply. So it looks to me like if I was patient for another, I don't know, 6 months or a year, the building costs would be down, but, for what I'm going to build, which is like 400 square feet, we're not talking about a lot of materials. Most of it is just labor. Of course, the cost of materials would make maybe a 20% difference in the overall cost, but 20% of $40,000, $8,000, if I can wait and that drops down to 6 or 5, is that a big difference? Yeah, it is. It's money in the bank, of course, but so that's kind of where we are. And one of the things I can do once I get the house built, and if I can get it built for the right price or get enough of a mortgage loan that, where the payments aren't too high. Interest rates right now are primo for getting a mortgage loan. You're looking at, for me, a 10 to 15 year loan, 2.5% in that range, and that's muy bueno, very good. And so the mortgage rate time is good. Building materials cost time, not good at all. So in between there is kind of a balance. But the good thing about doing that, even though, I was saying, well, I hate to live in the stakes and bricks and all that stuff, I think I can do this and keep the Class C. Now, what would that enable me to do? Sit in it and turn the steering wheel. I could go like a little kid, you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have enough money to get gas. But, it'd still be there. I could walk from the cabin to the motorhome and spend the night and put some pictures of Arizona or New Mexico around, you know what I mean, and wake up and go, wow, man, I'm in Arizona, and then walk back to the house and eat, you know what I mean. But anyway, enough said about that. Just kidding. But no, I mean, I could take some trips. I could take some short trips. I could go to the Texas state parks and stuff for 1 or 2 nights. If you're doing 1 or 2 nights during the week, you can probably find you a place. But if you want to stay, like, if you're traveling in an RV or a motorhome, your biggest expense is gasoline at 10 miles a gallon. So you don't want to be moving 7 or 8 times a month. What you ideally want to do is move twice a month. Stay 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, you know what I mean? And just that way you're not burning so much fuel. So that is a big issue there. And if I build a home, see, the RV park rates are what I call unfrozen. In other words, they can continue to rise or dip or whatever, and I have no control over it at all. The good news with the mortgage loan, a fixed rate mortgage loan, you got a fixed monthly payment for whatever number of years, and with, you can also freeze. You can homestead your property in Texas, and you can also freeze the taxes so that they, whatever they start out at it when you get the property set up, they stay level. They don't go up. I mean, I'm 75 years old, so I could lock mine in. I mean, my payment would be predictable. My taxes would be predictable, and it would fit right in with my monthly Social Security, so that if YouTube got poofed away, I'd still be able to live. And believe me, I do plan that way. My budget is certainly. I mean, with just Social Security, it's pretty tight. Okay, pretty tight. But with these things that YouTube and Amazon stuff, I mean, I'm able to do these cute little things I'm doing. But I plan ahead, because you never know, man. The House, the Senate, the congressional committees may say, well, you can't do that anymore. That's a monopoly. And boom, you wake up next morning, you can't upload videos. Over. Could that happen? Yeah. Will it? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. I think, they're doing okay. But enough said about that. So again, what everyone strives for in their life is predictability. Okay, that's it. We are like field mice. We're like deer. We're like birds. We like to know where the food is, the water is, and everything. Now, when you're traveling around in an RV, it's still semi-predictable in that, you're on the same planet, and you're in the same country, you're in the same state. Everybody speaks the same language. You know where the gas stations are. You can use Google Maps. So it's semi-predictable, other than the fact that you just don't know exactly where to turn or which red light you need to get over in the left lane at or whatever. And that's the way it goes. And some other things I've thought about, and I've actually looked at the rates for these things, is I could go back to something I did years ago, and that was rent a condo in Taos, New Mexico, or other places for a month during the summer, possibly two, depending on how expensive they are. I'm sure they're going to be very expensive. But, for 1 month, who knows, I might be able to bite it off. Or fly somewhere and spend a little time. I don't like to fly. I don't really know that I'd do that. But, those are just possibilities. I could also drive somewhere and rent a motel room for a few nights if I chose to, like go out to the Holland Hotel in Alpine, which is a super great place to stay, and just stay there for 2 or 3 nights. They have specials every now and then. But, yeah. So, and then also in the winter, I could go down to the coast, because they have some super deals there, too, for the snowbirds and stuff, and stay a week or maybe, on the coast and look out the window and see the oil on the water, the tar balls on the beach. But so those are all on the menu. But so that's kind of where we are. The video I did earlier, the dream, it is a dream, and it's and I've thought it. There's downsides to both sides. In other words, there's downsides to driving down the highway in a motorhome towing a tow vehicle, in that the wind can be blowing, or you run into some bad weather, and in a home you've got, you're just sitting there, it's the same old SOSDD, but it's up to you or me to make it variety. In other words, do something, don't just sit there. Well, even when I'm in the RV park, living in an RV park is the equivalent to me of living in a sticks and bricks. Okay, the only thing is your home is mobile, but you are sitting in one place for an extended period of time, which is the same thing as living in a home. So I don't see any real difference there. I don't mind living in the RV park in Llano, because it's pretty nice, got a nice view and all that. So I may find myself quite contented living in a cabin on those 2 lots that I bought, because they do have a great view to the northwest, and it's a wide open spot. I mean, you may have seen the lots. I go to 708 East Tarrant, Llano, Texas. I do a Google Earth and look around. You'll see that it's a nice place, to build a home. There's some downsides. I got to get that sewer issue taken care of, which is going to cost big bucks, probably. Because I thought maybe, I'll work it out. It's not that big. I notice it. And but anyway, having said that, what does that have to do with the price of turnips in Africa? Nothing. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm headed. Am I in a hurry? Not really. But I know me. I'll sit around here and look at those cabin plans and get to thinking. But I would. My target right now. Geez. my targets are like, well, here it is. Oop, there it is. There it is. Whoa, where'd the target go, man? Yeah, I mean, and it's up here in my mind. But what if I could, I would like to celebrate my 76th birthday in a cabin that I own on the lots in probably Llano, Texas. Now, is Capitan completely out? Pretty much, man. But I just, again, it's the winters that I'm aware of, and I don't like cold weather that much. I don't like it. I was not pleased the past couple of days. We get these little showers, and the temperature will drop from a comfortable 78 degrees to 50, or 55, and that is not comfortable to me in the afternoons. I like to sit out and have a beer without having to wear gloves and a hoodie and all the stuff, and icicles hanging off my fingers. But, speaking of beer, I almost forgot. Yeah, it says Miller Time on the side of this thing, and it is. So if any of you guys want to criticize me for being a flip-flopper or what do you call it? I don't know. There's a lot of words you can use. You're probably right. And that's fine with me. I can accept that. Why? Because I'm me. I know me. I've been doing this for years. This is not new. And but again, I do have to, kind of face the reality. I mean, I know there's people on the road that are 90 years old and all that stuff. But at some point, they're not going to be. They're going to be gone. And but I've left myself some flexibility in that I believe that I can get the cabin built and keep this motorhome as long as I choose to. And we'll see how that goes. That's kind of the first plan. And then the second plan, if I couldn't do it and keep the motorhome, is sell the motorhome and use that to pay off the mortgage loan. But if I think if I could finance, in which I'm sure I can, I've got good credit and all that stuff. But yeah, I could keep the payments. I need to keep the monthly payment around $250 a month, because by the time you add in all your utility costs and taxes and stuff and insurance, which is not cheap, you're up to $350 to $400, a month, and that fits in, because see, that's right in there with what it would be in an RV park, and that would be all bills paid and all that stuff. So that's good. So yeah, I've done my homework on the numbers, and thought it through pretty well. But does that mean I'm going to do it? I know. It sounds good though, doesn't it? So, whoop, dog. Here's to you. Anyway, guys, I really have nothing else to say other than I hope you had an enjoyable Memorial Day. I hope you're having an enjoyable beer 30, wine 30, water 30, tea 30, or whatever you're doing. And I hope your life is good. Keep your health. And the sun is starting to come out now a little bit here in Capitan. And I'm going to go take a little walk while I can. You see what I mean? All a little poetry here. But enjoy your day. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you 1 penny. Some of you are, some of you have. Thank you very much. But yeah, the dream and then the reality, man, that's right. It's the illusion is this, and the reality is boop. I mean, it's kind of, but reality is the way it is. I mean, that's where you live. You live in reality. The dreams are nice. The dreams are like, oh yeah, I could do that. I can fly. I can fly. But anyway, guys, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Enjoy your life. Take deep breaths. Do all that stuff to keep your health. And enjoy Beer 30. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.